Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Oshinoko season 2 episode 8 reaction. So the previous episode, we got to see the Kana versus Akane performance, and we could see how Akane knows what type of a person Kana is, and how she kind of tries to go and melt into the background to let others shine. That's literally how she has been doing things up until now. And we also get a little bit of the backstory, how Akane idolized Kana, but then when she met her, she realized that she's just being used as like a tool for making others shine. And when her popularity itself dropped, people started using her in situations where they needed the other person to get highlighted or be in the spotlight, and she always got the short end of the stick, and that's how she is used to it. So this time as well, she was acting like that, trying to make Akane in the spotlight. And Akane tried to bring her out of it, but she couldn't come out of that. In the end, Akane was disappointed, but Aqua comes in and tells her, let's drag her out into the spotlight ourselves. And that's where it ended. So let's see what happens today. Episode 8. I'll be putting subtitles and the timer here. Sync it whichever is your preference, and let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Excuse me. Hmm. Damn, their swords are glowing. Bruh. Alright, that's what's happening over there, and here. Oh, okay. Right, this is like an inner self, I'm assuming. Hmm. Yeah, she's trying to drop down, from the stage, and again, relinquishing the spotlight to. Yeah, okay. Oh, here we go. Damn. What is he? Oh, so he's like air glosses. I was gonna say. Wait, he has been doing this without. Oh my god, that is crazy. True. Hmm. Damn. Oh wow, this is the whole Naruto, like, like talking through fighting, that kind of thing. I agree. Contact scare me as well. Oh my god. Mm. Yeah. And unlike Kana, he doesn't want that. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Damn. Oh, right. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, here we go. The main two. Himejima and Aqua. Sorry, Himekawa. I always call him Himejima. Oh wow, the curtain. I just realized the curtain is like little by little. Wow. Let's fight. Hmm. Star actor, yeah. Wow. Damn, that depiction. Emotional acting. Wow. Oh! Contrasting framework. Okay, that I see. That makes sense because it's going to clash. Yeah. Damn, that is crazy. Yeah, that is a good way to do it. Yeah, so both will be highlighted. Yeah, so instead of competing against him, oh, oh, he might turn it around. Let's see. Oh, oh, okay, okay. Yeah. Oh, oh. Right. Wait. So this wasn't in the script. They're trying to bring her out into the spotlight. Wow. Yeah. He's like, wait, what? Hello? Oh, okay, okay. Well, he's smart, so he knows. Yeah, true. She always played it safe, so this is something. Oh wow. Hmm. Yeah. 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 Damn, she's getting a whole flashback. Oh. Hmm. Oh, it's her story. All right, let's hear it. Hmm. Oh wow, that is messed up in a. Oh, still, it's kind of weird. Like using your kid to. Yeah, but if you think about it, when she's going to fall, yeah, I was gonna say it. Her mother is only happy up until when Kana is. There you go. That's why I say it's kind of weird. That made people more hostile against her. Yep, there you go. Damn, the state of the house. Hmm. Hmm. And that's why she decided to. Yeah. Hmm. That's why she reacted like this here. Well, he's shining the light on her. While she's shining the light on someone else. Yeah. Mm. Everyone's shining the spotlight on her. Okay. Oh, damn. Wow. Oh. Oh, everyone's like, damn. Oh wow, even Ruby's like, highlight her easy to understand. Yeah, like this is one thing I never understood. Like why did the adults never thought like I never understood this. Like it's like so stupid. Like you have such a great talent in your hands, and this is how, like, are you guys dumb or something? Like why suppress her? I never understood this. Wow. Yep. Yep, this is what she liked. This is the version of Kana that she idolized. Mm, yep. Ah, here we go. This is her part, I think. Oh, I think she's gonna take the blow for him because that's how it goes, I think. Yeah, there you go. Like, this is the scene where she's like, yeah. Oh, special effects. What the hell? Is that really happening? Is that like some kind of special effect? Oh no, never mind. It's just. Wait, it is special effect. How did they do that? Damn, that's. Oh boy. Wow, so after her death in the show, obviously, she healed others' wounds. Okay, now this is the time. I feel like now Aqua's going to tap into his like that's what he has been doing, his trauma, to bring out genuine emotion. Oh, he's directly talking to him. This is not, obviously this is acting, but still. The more fun it is, the more pained you look. Yeah, because he genuinely enjoys it and he feels like, hmm, is to know what triggers the panic. Okay. Ah, true. Anything, anything that reminds her of. uh, Oh, yeah. Okay. Hmm. Oh, that's why guilt. I see, I see. So he's like guilty of the fact that he wasn't able to do anything for I, but he himself is having fun. Yep. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so he didn't know. Okay, I forgot about that. Okay, so this is the time when he. Okay. Hmm. A duty he's trying to find. Yeah. Nah, he's not gonna do that. Yeah. Damn. One option. You must no longer enjoy acting. Yeah. So that won't, trigger his. Oh, he remembers. It got triggered. Damn. Was so good at the fun. Opposite course. Yeah. Oh, damn. Yeah, the scene is also reminding him of the past, like seeing Saya all. Obviously, this is acting, but still, it's helping him visualize it. Oh boy, the revenge. Damn, he just bit him. Trigger. Whoa. All right. Yeah, this scene, like the recreation of this scene, like obviously this is acting, but still, this is helping him visualize the past and bring that thing out. And oh boy, and this is the, I guess you could see the ironic part of his acting is that he, like he said, he cannot enjoy acting, but at the same time he wants to, like go to the top, because only reaching that top will help him go close to I's murderer, because this person apparently is someone in the higher up. So unless and until he gains recognition, he's never going to go to that plan. But he cannot enjoy acting, But usually, people, how do people become more, like popular and more, talented by, like doing something they love. So that's why I'm saying it's ironic, because he cannot enjoy acting, but at the same time, using this pain, he has to climb up the stairs and reach that part. There's another thing I just realized. I'm not really sure if that's exactly what's going on, but after this ends, I'm going to talk about it. There's a particular thing I kind of connected with his acting, and I'm not really sure if that's exactly what it is, but just a minute. Let the ending song. Is there anything else? No. Okay, what I was saying. So yeah, that was today's episode. Now, one thing I was saying here, which I was going to discuss about, is how they were talking about how Aqua was saying acting is like like like, whenever he like enjoys acting, he feels guilt, and that guilt comes from his like mother's death, and the fact he wasn't able to do anything about it. Now, like, I was thinking, like, whenever he enjoys acting, he feels guilt, which means that he feels guilty of the fact that he, like, he's acting. Now, why does that happen? If you think about it, I guess you could say, when he was reincarnated as I's child, you can say that he has been acting, you know, like acting as a baby. Like, he wasn't a baby though, but he was acting as a baby from the very, like, young age. He has been acting like that continuously. Like, not only him, but obviously Ruby was also, like, doing the same. But for Ruby, it was a bit different, because in that sense, I feel like Ruby was closer to age than, like because what's his name? I forgot his actual name, but Aqua, when he was that doctor, he was like, he was an adult, while Ruby, I think her name was, forgot her name, Sarina or something like that. She was, like, obviously she wasn't as small as a little kid, but she was still, like, like, young. Like, I don't know what age she was in. Like, I think like 17 or something, like, or maybe younger than that, when she lost her life. But she was closer to age at that, so in that sense she could, for her the acting wasn't really that prominent, because she could still be a kid. However, for Aqua, it was very different. Aqua was an adult. He had to act as a kid, so he had to act, and that acting, that he had to continuously do, maybe he feels guilty about the fact that, like, when her mother died in front of him, maybe he feels that if I didn't act, like, maybe he, like, blames his acting for the reason of him not being able to save her. And like, since he blames that part of him, maybe that is why whenever he feels happy or enjoy acting, that guilt triggers. He feels like, like, I shouldn't feel enjoyment from acting, because that was the reason why I wasn't able to do anything to save I, because he was acting, or something like that. I don't know. I feel like he kind of makes like a connection with those two. Like, for him, like, acting was like an integral thing throughout his life. It's his second life I'm talking about, because from the moment he was born, he had to act, and he kept acting until that fateful day. And that is when he probably blamed himself and his acting for the reason why he wasn't able to save I. And maybe that's why now enjoying acting is something like that makes him guilty, and he feels like he shouldn't enjoy acting because of that particular reason. I don't know. I just made, I thought, like, I'm thinking about it like that. Or maybe it's just him feeling that, like either that, or it's very plain and simple that whenever he feels enjoyment, when he acts, he probably feels guilty about the fact that, it's like a, I guess you could say, like a survivor's guilt. Like, why am I, like, how can I enjoy something while, like, I wasn't able to save my mother? Maybe that kind of, either it's just that, like, just survivor's guilt, or that the one thing that I said before, like, he connects acting in that sense, where since he acted from the very beginning, he blames his acting for the reason for not being able to help I or save I. Maybe that's why, he always gets triggered when he acts. Now, one thing I feel like is going to completely, like, prove whether, like, which one is correct. Like I was saying, if it's survivor's guilt, then he's going to, like, any time when he feels any type of enjoyment, he's going to feel guilty. Like, then that is survivor's guilt, I would think. It would not only be, like, confined to acting. But if this only triggers when he's acting and having fun while acting, maybe it's what I said, like, before, that he connects acting to that, and that's why he only feels. Like, because if you think about it, yeah, survivor's guilt is something where you'd feel enjoyment in anything. You'd feel guilty that, oh, why am I enjoying it? While, like, the other person, like, like that, and I shouldn't, like, enjoy something. They'll feel guilty in enjoying, in the emotion enjoyment itself. He'll feel guilty. That is survivor's guilt, isn't it? I think. while this, if this is only confined to acting, if he feels enjoyment in something else and this panic trigger doesn't happen, then I would say what I said formerly is what is correct. He only like associates it with acting, not enjoyment in general, but enjoyment while acting, that kind of thing. I don't know, but it could be either of it. I am thinking more of he's only confining it to acting, like whenever he feels enjoyment in acting, this gets triggered, and that is why he tries to, like, as we've seen, he always, like, like gets into a panic attack whenever he starts enjoying something. That's why he tries to, like, kill his emotions and everything, that kind of thing. But at the same time, as he knows that he needs to get better and perform in such a way that he can blow away everyone else, and he can reach that position so that he can get closer to his revenge. So something like that. Yeah, I do wonder, like, what's going to happen. I don't know when that's going to happen, but what's going to happen if he's able to reach his revenge? Then what? I'm just thinking, like, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, yeah. So that was the major thing that I want to discuss about in this episode. That section. A few other things I want to discuss about. Number one, Arima. So Arima's situation, household situation, is pretty messed up if you think about it, because his mother only cared about the fame, the glamour, all these things, and I cannot even imagine how can someone's own parent act like this and use their child for something like this. Like, obviously Kana was happy with the fact that her mother is having, is happy, and that's why she continued acting. She wanted to see her mother smile. Every child wants that, to make their parents happy and, like, make them praise them. So she was obviously similar. So she wanted to make her mother happy, but obviously she, well, at that age, she didn't realize how much of a, I guess you could say, wrong thing this is. Like, if your parent acts like this, like they're using their child for something, for their own satisfaction in this twisted way, that is extremely messed up. Also, I don't know, the whole situation with the dad, but we saw a little bit here, as Kana said, that because of this, my dad went on his own way and, like, fell in love with someone else. I also blame the dad because, like, not because of that situation, but I blame the dad for why did he not try to help Kana? So he just left her with that mother like that? Like, what? Why? I'm sure, I don't know, like, was his hands tied? Could he not do anything in that situation? Maybe, like, because, like, the custody and stuff, like, I'm guessing they got divorced or something, the mother and the father. So I don't know. And even if that's not the case, even if he wasn't able to get custody, couldn't he just, I don't know, like spend time with her, like, maybe like I don't know, like every week, one day, like, go and talk to her, talk to Kana, spend time with her. I'm sure that's allowed, So, like, I don't know, like, again, I don't know the whole story. We barely got to hear anything about the father. We only got to hear a bit about the mother. But if that's the situation, I also blame the father, because, like, obviously the mother was the main person to, like, like, who did all of this, who was the reason. But seeing the situation, how could you leave your child in that situation? Like I said, I don't know the whole, like, like the procedures and stuff, like, I'm, like, the whole custody situation. I'm not 100% sure how that goes, but even if he wasn't able to get custody of her, couldn't he just spend time with her, like, weekly, one day a week at least? I'm sure that would have helped Kana a lot to keep her, like, what do you call it, to keep her to keep her motivation up, or to keep her, like, like, to make her happy, so that she couldn't, like, like she doesn't get depressed or anything like that. Like, couldn't he do that? Like, I'm sure he could have done that. Like, she's your child. Like, I don't know, like, I'm not really sure, like, what happened with them, but that's messed up. Obviously the mom is definitely the one to blame over here, but I feel like the dad could have, like, at least helped Kana out in that situation. Because at the end of the day, Kana is a kid. Like, she doesn't know what to do, and like, how could you just leave her in that situation? You could, even if you couldn't get custody of her, couldn't you just spend time with her, like, maybe weekly and stuff? I don't know. Like I said, I'm not really sure if he already does that, because they didn't really mention much about the dad. If he already does that, then I think that's okay. That's good. But I don't know. I feel like I've never heard of that before. Like, her dad coming and spending time with her or something. I've never heard that. So yeah, I don't know. Anyways, so that's another thing. So it's just like, the mom, like, acting like that. It's just so messed up. And that's why I was saying, like, like, her mother will only be happy up until the time when she is able to be when she's popular. Up until that time only. As soon as her popularity drops, her interest in her will also drop. And like, and I just cannot even fathom how someone's own mother could act like that. Like, how? Like, what much of a complete psychopath you have to be to act like that in front of your own child? Like, like, using your child as a, like a, like, as like a, like, I don't know, like something, like, like, which you, like, like she was doing this for her own satisfaction. I think they said here, they explained here, like, she was doing it because she felt happy talking to celebrities and stuff. That's why, like, Kana was just a tool for her in that sense, if you think about it. Like, oh, my daughter is popular, and as long as she remains popular, like, I can go into these tea parties, talk to these celebrities, like, live the life of fame. And as soon as Kana started, like, her situation got worse, her mother lost interest in her, and, like, this started happening. So it's just, I don't know, like, that's very messed up. And Kana had to, like, do all of this, and that is why Kana had to completely kill off her emotions, at least while acting, where she always took a step back to survive. That's what I also, another thing, this is another thing I want to discuss about, while talking about this whole situation. This thing actually gets mentioned here in the ending, where that guy was like, oh, why did I not think about it? Like, like, keeping a talent like this hidden, couldn't I have just used this talent to make her even more popular? And, like, in that, I never understood this thing, like, and I thought, am I like, like, up until now I thought maybe I'm not seeing the full picture. That's why I never mentioned it in my previous videos. But now that they mentioned it here, I was like, wait a minute, this is what I was thinking as well. Like, what the hell? So my question is, like, so here's the thing. You see someone who is this talented and, like, who's like a prodigy, so you get the big brain idea to let her suppress her talent so that others can shine. What type of dumb logic is that? I don't understand. Whenever you find someone who's very talented, you should make them more polished, and so that they can excel in something. And, at the end of the day, when they become popular, it's going to be more profitable for you as well, as a, complete business perspective, if you think about it. But instead, what all of these people did, they decided to suppress her talent so that others can shine. I don't understand that weird logic. That whole roundabout logic makes no sense to me. Like, so what, you see some, like, like some extremely talented kid, and you decide to make that kid suppress their talent so that others can shine? What dumb logic is this? Like I said, I didn't mention this up until now because I thought maybe I'm not getting something, maybe I'm missing something here, maybe this is some kind of a business strategy or something. But no, they mentioned it here today in this episode. Where is that part? And I'm like, bruh, like, what? So this ain't some business strategy. This is literally, like, you guys were just, like, acting like this because you never realized it. Like, what? Okay, you know what? I'm going to go to that section. I feel like I'm still missing something, because these people cannot be that dumb that they decide to do something like this and completely destroy a talent just so that others can shine. Wait a minute, where is that part? I need to find that section. Wait. No, the ending part is for Akbar. Where is that? I think it's in the middle part. Oh yeah, when Kana starts acting properly. That part, I think. Okay, yeah, here we go. So yeah, you can see Kana shining on the stage. Everyone's looking at her in awe. Okay, so here we go. Oh, that's right. Commercially, there was a tendency to highlight her easy to understand tearful acting. Okay, but it was with this sort of performance that Kana Arima took the world by storm. Acting of a star as dazzling as the sun and so bright it scorches your eyes. I have been utilizing her due to how handy of a performer she is, but apparently her brilliance never fades. I've been utilizing her due to how handy of a performer she is, but apparently her brilliance never fades. Who the hell is this guy? Is this that guy? What's his name? Wait a minute. It's so dark I cannot see him. Is that other guy, isn't it? The one who was in charge of Gyoama? Correct me if I'm wrong. It's him, isn't it? Who, yeah. So, you never really know, do you? Can you please tell me? Like, I'm genuinely confused here. Did he really not understand up until now that they could use the talent that Kana has to, like, make her shine in a different way instead of her just using her as a prop on stage so that others can get highlighted? Like, what logic is this? It's just so. You know what? Let me read that part again. I've been utilizing her due to how handy of a performer she is, but apparently her brilliance never faded. Oh, so he probably thought that her talent has faded, and that's why he was just like, oh, like, instead of just kicking her out, let's just use her as a. What? Really? Like I said, I never mentioned this up until now because I thought this was some kind of a business strategy or something, and I'm too dumb to understand, or I'm not really into this whole, like this whole, like this showbiz thing. So I've thought like maybe like I'm not understanding something. That, oh, why, like I always thought, why are they not using her as a proper talent and making her shine normally instead of using her in such a roundabout way? Like, obviously I understand this is a business. This whole showbiz thing is a business. That's why they have been doing like, like all these, like stuff. So that's why I always thought, like, couldn't you just make more money in the situation if you just make her into a star herself? Because she's so talented, she can probably keep up with it. And that's why people, like that's obviously why people like appreciate talent, because they can use that talent to make that person shine, and that's how like they'll gain popularity, they'll gain money and all these things, because at the end of the day it's business. So I was thinking, like, the fact that they never did that, maybe it's because of some kind of a different business strategy. Maybe since I'm not, like I'm not really, I don't know these type of things, these showbiz, like, politics and stuff that goes on. Maybe something related to that is why he, like, they're always suppressing Kana instead of just making her normally act and make her into a star herself. I thought about it up until now. Maybe I thought, like, maybe I'm not getting something or something. But he literally says here that I've been utilizing her how much of a handy performer she is, but apparently her brilliance never faded. So now he realizes that, oh, I could have just, like, normally made her into a star, and that would have been, like, that probably would have been better. And now he's realizing it. Let me know, like is this really what did he really not understand that up until now? If that's the case, I'll have to say that this guy's dumb. Like, really. Like, how can someone's brain go in that direction? You see some talent, you, instead of just kind of utilizing her talent normally and making her into a star, you decide to make her suppress her talent and make others shine because of that. What logic is this? I think it's something else. I feel like I'm not getting something. I feel like he kind of mentioned it. He probably thought that her talent faded. That's why he's saying this. And that's why he thought that, oh, let me utilize her in this way instead of just kicking her out. And he never realized up until now that her talent never faded, her brilliance never faded. She's just been suppressing it, you know, to survive. And that's like maybe something like that. I don't know. I guess then it's kind of understandable, but still it's dumb. Like you're supposed to be someone who, like who picks talent and who recommends people, you know. And if you are not able to understand how talented Kana is, even after watching her so many times, then I'll have to say you're I don't know what to say. You're just bad at your job. Like that, I have to say that, you know. So yeah, let me know because I was baffled here. This line, like this section, made me baffled. I'm like, bro, really? After all this, after so many years, now you're saying this? That is such, yeah. I don't know what to say. This is that guy, isn't it? The one who's related to Kyoma. I don't remember his name. Wait a minute. I think so. It's him. I never liked that guy. He always like rubbed me the wrong way. Even in I think like the whole Kyoma situation, that that whole, was it Kyoma? Yeah, it was Kyoyama, wasn't it? He was in charge of that. I forgot his name. He always rubbed me the wrong way. He has such a like such a weird and condescending way of looking at others, and just like I don't know. So yeah. Okay, yeah. So these are the few things that I wanted to discuss about. Like like Kana's situation with her parents. Like Aqua's like this whole part of Aqua. Like whenever he enjoys acting and he feels guilty, and that's why the panic happens. You know, but he is like utilizing it now to properly, like blow past all the other competition and be like the main highlight, so that his revenge can come to fruition. And then the whole ad-libbing section, where literally every single one, if you think about it, like first it was Himekawa, then we saw Aqua, Akane, all of them literally dragged her out, started ad-libbing and dragged her out into the stage for her to properly like use her talent and show everyone. And that's how like Kana was able to get that. And Kana, like even though she tries to put the spotlight on others, everyone else put the spotlight on her at that part. And Aqua says like everyone wants to see you, like you're acting. So yeah. And that's how she was able to unleash her everything. And you can see like Akane here was like, oh damn, this is that Arima that I loved and adored. you know and she kind of fangirls for a moment on stage, you can see. Oh lord. Yeah. And yeah, and there you go, that's what happened. That was like that was the main sections in today's episode. It had a really good few sections. And there you go, that was that. Okay. Yeah, and that was today's episode. Really good episode. So I think maybe next episode will be like the finale of this acting, the Tokyo Blade arc, I think. And I do wonder what's going to happen after that. Like how many episodes left after this? This is episode 8. So next episode will be 9, where I think everything will be wrapped up. Then we'll have like 10, 11 maybe. How many episodes will this season have? 12 episodes, or is it 11? Let me check. Oshinoko season 2. Like there won't be enough episodes left for another arc to start, so maybe I think like something small will happen, like a mini 13 episodes. Oh okay, wait, so 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, 4 episodes. Yeah, okay. More than enough time, I think, to complete like a mini arc or something. Right, and yeah, there you go, that was today's episode. Right, now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. In the very first scene, we get to see Sakuya and Melt doing their own acting. Melt is struggling, but he's trying his best. And then on the other side, we see Arima stepping down, looking at Akane, who is, the spotlight is on her, and she's kind of trying to step down. And here is where Himekawa confronts her about it, and he's like, Like what? Like, you're trying to, like, this is not your full, talent. Like, why are you, like, you're trying to suppress yourself or something? Like, what's going on? And this is where Kana says, like, you guys, obviously, if everyone acts like they're acting, there needs to be some kind of a coordinator who coordinates it, and I'm that person. That is why I try to match myself with the others and act accordingly. What other choice do I have? And Himekawa doesn't really push much over here, but he does something here which helps out later, where he says that, oh, I'm going to ad lib this section. So that ad libbing was literally his way of dragging Akane into the spotlight, and that was picked up by Aqua, and he continued it. Like Himekawa dragged her onto the stage, onto the spotlight, and Aqua continued that to make her properly understand that, yeah, you should act exactly like you want to. We want to see that. So don't try to suppress yourself. um so that's what's going on. And as Aqua said, like whatever ad lib you need to do it. I'll accept it. I'll make sure everything goes smoothly. And if you think about it like that, that means even the script, even the script of this play, like at least Kana's section, that means was very underwhelming, which is such a shame and so unfortunate, because like not only was she trying to suppress her acting, even the script said so. That's how the script was. That's why they said ad libbing. That means that wasn't even in the script. So in the script, Kana wasn't supposed to be the main highlight as well. It was supposed to be Akane. So that is why they were like, oh, screw the script. We'll start ad libbing. And that's why Aqua also said, ad lib. Even if it's not in the script, start ad libbing. I'll smooth it out. Don't worry about it. Act like you want to. Something like that. I feel like obviously this is like, oh, but I was gonna say, I feel like if this was like in reality, I feel like they would be fired immediately the next day. They would be like, what the hell, like, bro, like all you guys did was ad libbing. You're fired. But I think at the end of the day, if the play goes well, then everything will be good. Like people cannot really blame them for ad libbing. If it becomes better than the original script and everything goes smoothly, I'm sure that's what's going to happen. By the end of it, everyone will be fine with it. The higher ups, obviously. Yeah, so even the script like gave her like the underdog position. So that is why Aqua and Himekawa was like, oh, I'm going to ad lib, and Aqua was like, you also ad lib if you want to. We'll figure out how to smooth it out. Yeah, so there you go. And okay, so after that you can see like Himekawa was like looking at the script where he was reading it because he wanted to ad lib certain sections. He was like holding the glasses like this so that the makeup and everything. Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, Kana says, why don't you wear contacts? She says like you cannot see others movement, and he's like, oh, it's fine, I can see the broad movements. Which I guess true. Obviously if you cannot, if you're short-sighted or whatever, yeah, you cannot see, but it's not that you're blind, you can kind of see what's going on. So he's basically acting like that, like the broad movements he's seeing, he's not like really looking at the expressions, right? And he said, is it really necessary to see them? I mean, it's not like people in the far back can see them, right? Which is true. And it's interesting because obviously this is completely like clashing with Arima's way of acting, because Arima always looks at the others and sees and like understands, and as soon as she realizes someone is getting highlighted or the spotlight is on them, she pulls back herself. While Himekawa is more of the, I don't care what everyone else is doing, I'm going to do my part and I'm going to do it like the best. Like they're acting as Akane said, and Arima's acting was more of the devouring type. Same is with Himekawa. So that's why Arima was like, all of you guys, if all of you are like the devouring type, there needs to be a coordinator. But and that's why Arima kind of looks at other people's expression, trying to judge how they are acting, so that she could either reduce her acting or increase her acting based on that. She can regulate it. That's why Himeka was like, I don't look at other people's what they're doing. I don't incorporate things the audience cannot see into my acting. So it's the best I can see the actor's expression in the first place. And that's my thinking. As he said, like, and this is how I act, obviously. Fellow actors can converse through movements alone. You don't need to look at the expressions. I must say, not wearing contacts is too far. Contacts scare me. I agree, man. Like, I've always thought about why don't I wear contacts, but it always freaks me out. I agree with him. There. Okay, so there you go. That's that. Anyway, so this is where he says, like, I'm going to add some ad-libbing, this and that. Right. Okay, so on the main stage, both all of them start, like, they're acting. The acting comes to, like, the climax. Aqua and Himekawa are on stage. I really like that part where the curtain was coming in, and the cherry blossom petals were also kind of, like, coming in. It seemed like. Okay, so yeah, so then the battle begins. You can see Aqua here, or Toki here, I think that's his name, is fighting for Saya's ambitions, Sayahime's ambitions and stuff, while, Himeka was more of the, like, oh, like, I don't care, like, I want to defeat you, let our blades talk. Yeah, and this is, you can see where Aqua's like, this guy's crazy good. He's a monster of information. He's like, like an accumulation of that. Now, Aqua tries his own way to make himself highlighted. So basically, this was basically Himekawa was like, oh, come, fight with me, and like fight with me, like, in like the same stage, like both of them with their emotional acting. However, Aqua's like, oh no, I'm not going to go in that direction because I know you're a beast in that. So I'm going to use the others, like, contrast to it. I'm not going to use emotional acting. I'm going to do more like, like non-emotional acting. I don't know if that's what it's called, but that's what he was doing. He wasn't showing any emotion. So this is a way where you can make both of them highlighted. So basically, people are going to look at them and they will be like, oh damn, this is emotional acting, and this is completely the opposite. Nobody will try to put them on the same pedestal and judge them, because those two are completely different. So that kind of thing. It's like being talented in a different skill. If you're talented in the same skill, people will always compare you. They'll be like, oh, this person is better at you than that. But if both of you are like using different skills, nobody can judge you in that way, because both the things that you're doing are different. That's what's happening here, and that's what Aqua tried to do over here. To highlight himself as well. He didn't want to properly and directly fight with him. Himekawa was like, oh, that's not fun. Come on. And tries to drag him into that. That kind of thing. He tries to drag him into the same stage. Right. Yeah, you're not fun. Let's enjoy ourselves. Yeah. Okay, and this is where, the whole ad-libbing starts. Arima comes in, and I feel like she was in this part she had a role which was probably fade away into the background or something. I don't know, but what Himekawa does is like, where's that part? Oh no, wait, not only Himekawa, but okay, so here's the thing. Even Akane, like, ad-libbed here. I didn't realize it while reacting. Akane comes in from the back, tries to attack. So this wasn't part of it. To drag her onto the stage, there was 3 parts to this whole act, the whole ad-libbing. Akane comes in and tries to attack her, which triggers, acting, that's not in the script, which triggers Himekawa's grabbing her and taking her out of the way. That's the second part. And the third part was Aqua being there and, like, Kana falling on Aqua's arms, and Aqua being like, it's like that whole section where he ad-libs the whole thing. He's like, oh, like, like you're what does he say? Like, like I'm not going to harm women or something like that, he says. Here we go. Risking one's life in Mortal Kombat should be left to men. Like, grabs her by the cheeks. If you can't stand on the battlefield without protection of a man, leave at once. in a way, I guess this was him literally saying that like you act for yourself, don't try to act for others, or something like that. If you cannot act on the stage for yourself, leave the stage. Basically, that's in a different way. That's literally what he was saying. It's very interesting because every single script and dialogue in this Tokyo Blade really corresponds to the real life situation as well, into what's going on and what they're trying to speak with each other. Because, like I said, this section you can clearly interpret it as like, oh, if you want to, if you're standing on stage and trying to like regulate your acting like this, do not stand yours on stage, go away, leave the stage at once. If you can act for yourself, that is only why like that is only when you're allowed to act. Don't try to take this like thing. So you can relate this dialogue to that. Okay, he's ad-libbing. This guy, what's his name, Kindaichi, I think. He's like, what the hell, this is not in the script. Yeah, so like I said, there's like 3 sections to it. First is Akane coming in, then Himekawa grabbing her and taking her out, and then Aqua grabbing her. And then the highlight is on Arima now. Now Arima has to ad-lib as well, otherwise it'll be awkward. It will look weird. So Arima also starts ad-libbing here. Like, she has no choice. I feel like this was a good way to literally drag her out on stage, because on stage, you cannot really do anything. If you are put on the spot, you have to act. If this was normally, if they talked to her normally and said that, oh, we're going to do this, so you do this, Alma probably would have denied it and would have been like, no, I don't want to do this, you do it normally. But since they literally did it on stage, she has to follow. Otherwise, the audience will be like, what's going on? So that was smart. Like, they literally dragged her out onto the stage and put her into such a spot where she had to act. Otherwise, it would make the whole show flop, or the quality will decrease. Yeah, and then Aqua's like, oh, this soft body, try to build up a little bit, and starts like an ad-libbing, Yeah. Okay. And this is where you can see Anima's like, damn, I had no idea. Like, like, I never used, I was never reckless before, and I tried to suppress myself, so I never knew this, like, Aqua had this part in him. And this part, you can see their inner selves come out. They're literally underneath a cherry blossom tree. Okay, here we go. And this is where Aqua says, obviously with their inner mind, you don't need to switch to a coordinator role. Leave the backstage roles to me. I'll run with whatever ad-lib is thrown in. There you go. That's what he says. And Arima gets a whole ass flashback about everything that they did together. And then Anima's like, okay, let's do it then. Alright, this is where we get to know about Arima's past. Like, we got to know that before as well, but more information. Her household situation. So like I said, I discussed about this whole section at the beginning. I like neither of her parents. Both her parents were just, her mother was literally using her for her own, like, situation. She just wanted to, like, kind of bask in the spotlight of showbiz, and that's why she used her daughter, who was popular. And that's why I said, like, as soon as the popularity is going to drop, she's going to start hating her daughter and probably abusing her as well. As you saw, I think there was a section where she kind of implied that she actually got physical with her. Right. And then there you go, the mother, then the dad as well. Like I said, I don't know the dad's situation or what he did and what he did not do, but I feel like he could have done a lot of things. Even if they got divorced, maybe took custody of her. Even if he's not able to do that, maybe meet her at least once a week. Is that too much to ask? That's your little daughter, and that her mother is unstable. So couldn't you just help out in this way? Like I said, I'm not sure if he already did that. If he did that, then that's fine. But if he didn't do any of this, then I will also have to say that dad was also problematic. Like, how can you just leave your daughter like this? Again, like I said, I don't know if he did all of this already. They didn't really mention it here, so I'm not 100% sure. But I'm assuming he did none of it. He just left, and that's it. Anyways, and yeah, and there you go. And this is where she realized when Gotanda, I think that's his name, he told her that, like, if you want to survive, you need to be more adaptive. And this is where she realized that, and she started suppressing herself because she wanted to stay on stage. Otherwise, her mother will lose everything, and she doesn't want to do that. She doesn't want her mother to be miserable. So she decided to be miserable herself. You know, that's why she started acting like this, so that at least her, like, at least she stays on stage. If she didn't do it like that, she thought she was going to get evicted out completely. She would be completely forgotten. That's why she started doing it like this. Again, like I said, like, from her perspective, this was like a survival thing. She wanted to survive, so she acted like this. I'm baffled at the fact that the people who picked her, the directors and stuff, they never saw her talent and never thought that, oh, maybe let her act normally as she is and maybe nurture her into a big star. I'm baffled at that. She's a kid, so obviously she's going to think like that. She's trying to survive herself, and But I'm baffled at the directors and all the others who picked her. Like, they never thought about it. They were like, oh, like, okay, perfect person to use as a stage prop so that others can get highlighted. While they never saw the talent in her and never realized that they can actually make her into someone great. And in that sense, like, that will be even more, that will be even better. They never saw that. And today, in today's episode, this is the section in the middle. After this, we see that guy realizing that, and he's like, oh, I could have done this, but I never thought about it. I'm like, bro, really? You never thought about it? Like, what? Like, this is literally your job. Like, again, I don't know. Like, it's just absolutely baffling how they never realized. Anyways, so yeah, this is where you can see, like, like, she's like pointing the light towards others while Aqua is pointing a light towards her, and Aqua literally tells her that, like, do it, like act like you want to. Don't worry about troubling others. Ad lib, go ham. I'll smooth it out. And then he also says, like, like when Arima says that, I don't want to cause trouble to others. Aqua says they're saying that's what they want to see from you, because as we saw, Akane did the ad-libbing, Himekawa did the ad-libbing, and then Aqua did the ad-libbing. So at least 3 people on stage definitely wants to see her act. Why would they do that part in an ad-lib otherwise? They did that to drag her out into the stage. Yeah. And then Arima's like, Aqua, you're the one to blame for this. You always drive me crazy. Who do you think I am? Yeah, and this part is amazing. This whole section, everyone's baffled, awestruck, And Arima Akane is also like, damn. And even Ruby was like, wow, that looks fun. Oh boy. I wonder if this is going to make Ruby be like, oh, wait a minute, I want to be an actor as well. Because I don't know, I feel like that's what's happening, isn't it? Because she came here even before, I think in one of the episodes she mentioned that, wow, this is so amazing. And now again, after seeing Arima act, she's like, oh, that looks so fun. I wonder if in the future she'll also get motivated to act. And, maybe something like that will happen. I don't know. Otherwise, why is, like, this part here? I don't, there must be a reason why they're adding, like, a section like this where she's seeing this and she's getting, like, yeah. Okay, and this is, like I said, this is the part where this freaking guy, he's like, oh, commercially there was a tendency to highlight easy to yeah, okay, that whole section that I talked about. So like I said, let me know if I'm still missing something, because I feel like it was such a such a shallow thing to do. Like, you never realized that you could have just used her as a proper actor. You could have just, like, nurtured her talent and properly made her into a good actress, and that's how, you could have, like, that would have been better than what you guys were doing up until now. Like, I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, and after that, you can see even Akane goes into her fangirl mode for a moment. She's like, oh my god, this is the Kana anime that I loved. Oh, yeah, and the battle continues. Yeah, and you can see here this is where the whole acting shifts from like an Aqua Akane to Aqua. So here we get to see like Aqua's point of view of the whole situation from here. Here Aqua says like, you guys are so radiant, you guys shine so brightly, unlike you guys are not the same. You know. Yeah, so this is where that scene comes in where, Akane sacrifices herself, gets like, like blades slash and falls. And this is where okay, was this special effects? I don't understand. I think so. Like, she falls down and you can see like a green, like, her sheet starts glowing and a green like thing starts going, and like the wound starts healing. I'm so confused. Is this like something that's just visually we are seeing, or are they actually doing this with special effects on stage? Because I can understand the whole like green effect. Maybe they did some kind of special effect there. How the hell did these characters' wounds started healing? We literally see Ariman's wounds here starts healing. How? Maybe it's like they put like some kind of a like, I don't know, some kind of a dissolving paint. I don't know, like something like that automatically evaporates or something after a fixed amount of time. I don't know how they did that. Yeah, this is definitely happening on stage. This is not like, that's actually happening. I don't know how they did that, man. That's crazy. Like I said, I can understand the green like special effects, but how the hell the wounds heal? Like, how, what? Yeah, I'm guessing it's something like that. That probably the paint was some kind of a paint which had like a particular amount of time, and they timed their acting in that way so that at that particular end of that time it's going to get dissolved, and it will seem like, oh, it's getting healed or something like that. Either way, so she's down, bleeding out on stage, and this is where Aqua taps into that, his trauma, and seeing the situation here, like Akane on the floor, it reminds him of of I, and that's why it's easier for him to like bring that emotion out even more. And like I said, I love how the show kind of integrates the lines on stage with real life happenings as well. So Himekawa here says, "Is that all?" Tells this to Aqua. Isn't there something more deep within you as well? Obviously, this is on stage, the play. But if you think about it, it can also you can also interpret it as if like he's directly talking to him and telling him that, is that all? I'm sure you can do something more here. Come on, show me your talent, or something like that. um yeah, and this is where we get to see his whole conversation with, I think, Gotanda. Yeah, and how he said that, like, you like the reason why the panic attack happens is because you're guilty. Whenever you feel happy while acting, the guilt gets triggered, and this is where he says, like, like kind of reveals that he knows that he's I's child. And he's like, oh, you knew? And he's like, yeah, obviously, it's pretty obvious, I've been with you for so long. Like, obviously I'll know. I've seen the, like the excessive amount of, like, I guess you could say, like, obsession you and your sister have about with I, and all of these things we've put together, pretty obvious, you know. Yeah, and then he says, like, and then he also understands the whole situation. He says, like, it's such a tough job you have, like acting for revenge. And this is where he says that, you, like, if you want to, like, go along this path, like, I would love to say that, forget about it, just enjoy, forget about the past. But then Aqua's like, no, this is the only way. And he's like, then there's only one option. You have to not enjoy acting. Yeah. And there you go. Otherwise, the whole panic attack and all that stuff is going to happen. But he thinks about this, and he uses this as an opportunity, or as a way to trigger his emotional acting. He remembers I's death, and he goes full out. And this part is crazy, his expressions and everything. Yeah, for him. Okay, where's that part? You must take the opposite course of what others do, suffer as you perform. For you, acting is something painful and arduous. Yeah, never again think of it as enjoyable. Like I said, his expressions here is crazy, and he's thinking about I and like thinking about all of that, and that's like triggering his response like this. Yeah, and as he says, like, I'm going to defeat you all and gain recognition in the industry. Because he needs to reach there. And in the end, you can see like he like defeats Blade, I think, and like literally like jumps on his shoulder. Oh boy, and the way he was like looking at that time, it's crazy. It was just like completely ferocious and all. Okay, okay, just a minute. One thing I need to see here. And yeah, that was the end. Okay, yeah, and there you go. That was it. Fantastic episode, and yeah, so there you go. I think next episode will wrap everything up for this arc, and then I think we'll get something new. We'll see. And that was it. That was my reaction to episode number season 2 episode 8 of Oshinoko. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And that is it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Oshinoko. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.